Hi guys, today we'll look into a scenario in which the EAF unites in 2022. And the first thing we'll do is the countries of Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, the DRC, Rwanda, and Burundi all meet in they all meet in Kinshasa. And they call it the Kinshasa Treaty, which formalifies the unification. But the unification starts, but not every country joins right away. First, we have it's joining Tanzania. So Burundi joins Tanzania along with Rwanda, which quickly leads to Kenya joining, and then the last three in just a few months went from small to I think about 100 million maybe, or 200 million, something like that. And well, the first thing they do is look at other countries that might be interested, which include Zambia, Somalia, Ethiopia, and Sudan. But the first thing they actually do is show their power off, because they want the Congo united. Yeah, about that might not work. And well, this is what they do. They become this color, evil red, because that's what they would do. And well, the Republic of Congo has no chance at living on, as the DRC slams in, and they die in glory. Wait, what? Yeah, they fight. And they know they're going to die, so they send every force they have and basically do that. And then they do this while they're using all their forces, and basically, as they're being pushed back, they burn everything, which is unfortunate, but that's what they do. And well, this is taken back quickly, but it's all burnt. And then they start basically making a lot of the lands here useless, burning homes and stuff. And well, there's nowhere to really hide left, as everything got destroyed. And well, full annexation. And well, this really makes countries such as Zambia join. And suddenly in Ethiopia, something happens, with the federal government deciding to join the East African Federation. Quickly, a civil war engulfs the country of Ethiopia, with, for some reason, these regions just don't agree with it. And well, Ethiopia is pushed back by the rebels. But luckily, due to EAF funding, the EAF decides to start an invasion to help the regions that want to join it. With it being a bloody civil war, unfortunately. Eventually, they push back. Going to happen now, it appears. With the Ethiopian civil war coming towards an end. But unfortunately, this kind of happens. With, well, the war basically changing to against Eritrea. But the only problem with that is that Eritrea basically can do nothing. And, well, quickly Eritrea is pushed all the way back with the Tigrayan region. And, well, unfortunately, Eritrea has to join the EAF. Powerful. And eventually, Somalia says they want to join, and, well, they have a vote and join. But they're not the only ones to have a vote. Sudan does, and Sudan votes to join under the agreement that the Sudan states don't become just one state, which is agreed upon. Why is this agreed upon? Because, well, that's their only option. And yet, they're getting a bit strong. They're calling themselves the EAF, but really, they're getting big. But there are some coalitions forming which are against this. Well, not really multiple, but there is a few against this expansion rapidly. Even within, some areas don't want war. But they don't do anything because they'd rather be a part of it than not. With Nigeria, Cameroon, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Sao Tome and Principe, Mozambique joins, seeing them as colonial, and so is Angola. Countries like Chad, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Benin, Togo, Zimbabwe, and we have the final one joining, which is Namibia. But you may be like, why didn't these two join? Well, they didn't join because they just chose to join them. If you can't beat them, they said they will join them. Really? That's such a great idea. I don't think this would happen if the EAF did unite. I think there would be peaceful joining, not violent joining, is what I think. But maybe it would fail. Because the DRC in South Sudan are poorer relatively compared to Kenya and Tanzania. With them deciding it's time to go after Gabon, and they decide to go against Angola. Though they say we're not going to join this unless they do something. Which they hesitate at first when the first EAF troops enter. But they're hesitating kind of quick to change. As they say, if you don't, with an ultimatum they say, we will go to war with you, all of us, if you don't leave immediately. Of them responding saying, give us Angola and Gabon and we will stop. To which they respond by saying, this is not how the world works. Unfortunately. And they do this. And they say, well, we're not leaving. We refuse. We'll take you all on. And they're like, sure, as if you can. But then again, it's only really Nigeria that two countries are able to keep this afloat. But the EAF knew this was a big risk, so they planned to go after some of the stronger nations first. And yeah, they're going fast in. Will they succeed? That's a story for another day. Will they lose? Maybe they'll win, but lose. And you may be saying, how can you win a war and lose? Economic damage, loss of life. I mean, what else comes out of war? But chaos, disorder, and more war. One war leads on to another. One gain of power leads to another war. With Egypt invading into Sudan fast, and especially down the coast, and the Nile. Chad invades, and Nigeria sends forces here to invade with. But the EAF amassed forces so heavily that they managed to do this and topple Gabon. They even push further into Zimbabwe from Zambia, and they push even further into Angola. But Angola is really strong, just not strong enough for the EAF. With this being basically the end of these regions. I mean, they might be able to beat the North, but I doubt it. And well, yeah. Nigerian forces managed to push them back, but not too far. Because they have an equal-ish a number of forces in. With the EAF mandating conscription. With Eritrea just falling. And then they move into Djibouti. And well, it's surprising that this is happening. They're getting invaded so bad. This is worse than how much land the other teams lost, if you think of it. But the EAF had a trick up their sleeve, and that was to basically come to some kind of agreement with Egypt. But Egypt refuses to what the EAF wanted, so they start an offensive in Eritrea, which they move in here and here a bit more. And then Egypt treaty with Egypt, Libya leaving the war. With other countries like Namibia losing a lot of their land, and Zambia loses a lot of their land, and Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. With it being relied upon Chad, basically, in Nigeria, which they don't anticipate this many forces, so they basically are in a tight negotiation position. So what do? They leave the war. And you know who's angry at this? Cameroon. Who's infuriated by these actions. And sends a letter to both of the country's leaders saying how cowardly their leaving of the war was. Which, they aren't wrong. They have a point, kinda. But later they found out there was an agreement made over a partition of them. And this is where they decide to send another letter. But this is like the last letter they end up sending, because the leader of Cameroon goes missing for some reason, and nobody knows where he went. And then they look for him, but they don't find him. And well, yeah. And well, Cameroon is infuriated. But where's the leader? Nobody knows. And where's the Cameroonian people? Nobody knows. Fine. They, did something. Fine, they're still here. And well, the partition of Cameroon is one of the most worst things seen. Allies turning on allies. And instead of saying the East African Federation, they call themselves the African Union. Because their plans are now to invade the rest of Africa. But right now they're trying to rebuild from all these wars. So the EAF, as we've seen, turned itself into a world power. But obviously it would be, so I hope you enjoyed this video. But let's talk about our channel. So we're at 164 subscribers. So that's 36 away from 200. Today is the 26th of February. The 28th there'll be no video, so you will have to get there soon. With 3 days left, please get everybody to subscribe. And next month's goal will be, at looks now, 250. Because my goal is 1,000 by the end of the year, so you should subscribe. And then, please like, comment, subscribe, and all of that stuff. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Whatever you want to do with this video, just watch it. And watch any of my videos, because there's loads of videos called Made by Wild Mapper. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out.